DJs knows that I'm an outlaw. They'd never come to see me in this dive, where bikers stare at cowboys who are laughing at the hippies, who are praying they'll get out of here alive. Loudmouth in the corners getting to me, talking about my earrings and my hair. I guess they ain't read the signs that say I've been to prison. Someone ought to warn him before I knock him off his chair, 'cause my long hair just can't cover up my redneck. Every fight I've ever.
All right, I'm up at the local shopping center, and I'm giving Jessie's owner a progress report. And so what we're going to do is just kind of walk around out here and see what we can get into. Now, you guys know I like to use this English show lead, but it doesn't always provide you with perfect leverage, you know, and sometimes you need a little bit of extra leverage. Like, we're going to be around some cars up here and maybe some people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my English show lead, and just like you would do if you had a pony, I'm going to turn the English show lead into a halter. You see that? Okay. Now, I got the dog on a halter, and I'm going to walk, and I got some treats, and we're going to see what we can get into. Come on, Jess. Now, when you come into high distraction environments like this, guys, it's nice to have you some food work available. Like, I got a little bit of liver right here, and you'll notice, watch, I'll show Jessie that, and she really likes it, so I'm going to tease her with it just a little bit. But to be honest with you, I was afraid the food work wasn't going to be enough. The food work's cool, it's just not always enough to control the dog. Because sometimes the dog likes the food and your attention this much, but they like, you know, what's going on in the environment that much. And that's why I turned her leash into a halter. Now, you'll see other things like this. You can buy these things separate. Like, you can buy gentle leaders or halties or whatever. But just this English show lead turned into a halter works very well. See, if she goes to trying to pull to get to something, look, I've got a hold of her head. See how easy that is? Now we're going to walk, and every so often you're going to see me give her a treat. Oh, good dog, Jessie. Good dog. Let her know that I'm going to pay her. I appreciate what she's doing. Good dog, Jessie. Very nice. Good dog. Oh, you're a smarty. Oh. Oh, come on, Jess. Don't bother everybody. Good girl. Going to practice stopping and sitting every so often. Stop and sit. A little bit of Darth Vader hand. Stay. Walk away from her. Look in this building. Maybe I'll open me up a dog training facility right here in Winchester's finest shopping mart. Come back. She stayed. I give her a treat and say, let's go. Oh, you a smarty. The Jimmy John's guy. Oh, thank you. Oh, hey, you guys want to touch her? You want to pet her?
I'm a father of 6.
Now here's my main man, George. he's George is junk fooding it out. He went up there and got him a pizza for him and Eli. I'm too old to eat those pizzas. I get fat. Come on, Jessie. The kind of things that you run into when you're out in public, guys, that when you're at the kennel, when you're doing your training at the kennel, they call that yard work, and like it's a controlled environment. So you'll notice when you're at training class or when you're practicing in your yard or your garage, it works perfectly. Okay. Then when you go out in real life, it doesn't work quite so perfectly, and you know, that's just something that you have to be prepared for. So like you need to take steps so that you don't lose control of your dog. And like the steps that I took when I got out of the Bronco was I took my English show lead and I turned it into a halter. If you're going to go out in public, just understand that your dog is never going to mind as good in a new environment as it minds in an environment that it's familiar with. There's just too many distractions, right? So like we've been walking through here, we've seen some kids. There was a big guy smoking a blunt back there. So, you know, you run into crazy stuff, right? George is standing there, he's got a pizza that's real smelly and the dog wants to get it, you know. And the dog has to understand that when we go out, it's going to be bombarded with a lot of distractions, okay? And whenever it sees a car or squirrel or a dog or a kid, it's going to think it needs to go over there. And you've got your treat and you've got your love and attention, but you just don't necessarily, you just can't always look as good as distractions in the environment. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 6, and the squirrel or the pizza or the guy smoking the blunt's a 10, and you just lose. And that's why you have to be prepared when you go out. Different people use different kinds of training tools, and they're all fine, they're all fine. I like to use the show lead, sometimes turned into a halter in the food. That's my preferred way. Now, like here, we've stopped beside a jewelry store, and I'm going to have Jessie stay, because I need a dog to be able to stay while I'm busy. And I might come over here and look in the jewelry store. Maybe I'm looking for something. Maybe I'm going to come up here and get Mrs. Stonnie, one little present or something, Or to be honest with you, I might go home and get my ski mask and come up here and get Mrs. Stonnie a whole bunch of presents. You just never know with me. But one way or another, whether I'm getting one present or a bunch of presents, this dog's going to mind, right? And she's going to mind because I did my yard work, I did my practice work, and I gradually bring her into more and more distracting environments, and I practice the stuff in a familiar pattern. Sit. See, so she stops, she sits, something good happens. If she tried to not sit there, I've got this English show lead turned into a halter, and I have a good leverage advantage on her head, so she really doesn't have much in the way of a choice. And that's kind of what you always have to understand is you want your dogs to come and to be still and to have good manners, but they don't always want to, just like your kids don't or just like you don't. Think about this. You're on your way to dog training class where you're trying to explain the rules of dog training or dog living to your dog, and on the way to class you break the speed limit. Everybody does it. Speed limit's 40, you drive 50. Speed limit's 70, you drive 80. So you're on your way to class to tell this dog how she has to follow the rules, and you're not following the rules. So, if a dog's not behaving perfectly, don't be so judgmental, Just deal with it. Go out, practice a little bit more, and get things lined out like they're supposed to be lined out through constant improvement. Every time I bring Jessie out, what I'm looking to do is improve just a little bit. And here in Winchester, look, we got kind of a swarthy population of people that they're degenerates, really. We have a lot of degenerates in Winchester. Look at this trash. You see what I'm saying? Look at all this trash. A lot of food, heroin needles, all kinds of stuff just laying around out here. So when I walk this dog, I need to have good control of her head so that she doesn't just reach down there and pick up an old needle or a broken beer bottle or a pack of cigarettes or whatever. You have to make your dog safe for the world, and that means that sometimes you have to be able just to say, that's enough. Like you'll notice when I stop, I bring up my hand, my Darth Vader hand, she sits right down. I'm telling her that's enough. And I want to have her head so that she can't be scrounging around down there. Let's go. Now you'll see every so often she goes to put her head down, and I use that halter to bring her head up. Now we'll go over here and look at this tiny house. This is really cool. So maybe you're out shopping for a tiny house and you want to look inside, but since it's a tiny house, it has no room for the dog and there's no porch. So you want to be able to say stay. So I'm telling this dog she has to stay here, and I'm going to go look inside the tiny house. But I want to make sure the dog understands that I'm happy with her, so when I come back from looking inside the tiny house, I'm going to give her a treat. Sit, stay. I look in the tiny house. It's pretty awesome. Jessie doesn't think it's that awesome, but what she does think is awesome is getting this fat liver treat when I come back. Now notice when I'm walking and interacting with the dog, I'm not making a big deal out of things. I don't seem like I'm real domineering. I'm not always like heel, sit, down. None of that stuff, guys. If I'm going out with the dog, I'm going out to have a good time. I'm going out to explore the world and see what's going on. Like, look at this old tire shop. Show them this old tire shop, Eli. Just coming out here, check this out. Maybe I'm thinking about buying this building. And so I come over here and I look at it. The dog's just hanging out with me. There's no reason for me to be militant in the way that I'm interacting with the dog. Dog doesn't have to be right by my leg all the time. I don't even have to have hold of the leash all the time. Sit. I just need the dog to not be bad. Okay, I need her to not give me a hard time. I need to trust that she's not going to dart off in the road. You know, so what do I need? I need for her to go with me. I need for her to come to me. I need for her to walk basically on this side of my body. I need her to sit and stay when I tell her to stay, so that I can go over here. I can look in something. I can pick up some trash and move it around. I can get on my phone, answer some stuff, okay? And this again gets back to our concept of learning by doing. You know, instead of training all the time in a sterile environment, what we like to do is set some patterns in a sterile environment and then gradually add levels of distraction until the dog is reliable regardless of the environment. So what's my pattern? My pattern is when we go out, the dog has to come and be still and have good manners, right? And so we go out and we practice that. At first in my yard, and then we let a lot of dogs out at the kennel, and then we come uptown and we walk around or we go to the river, sit, stay. And what do we do? We practice, hey, come here, let's go, stay there. Real easy stuff, okay? So what I want you to get from this video is as you start getting your basic obedience down pat, gradually increase your distraction level, go out in public. But as you go out in public, guys, make sure that you have a way to control the dog, even if the dog, for whatever reason, isn't motivated enough by the food to keep paying attention to you. And you just have to accept that that's going to happen. No matter how much you pet and love on your dog, no matter how much food you give them, there's going to be some days when you go out and you're petting and loving and food is only this much motivation and something in the environment is this much. Generally, you'll hear me refer to that as girls and squirrels. Food's pretty good, a pat on the back's pretty good, but girls are a lot of fun. You know, for this dog, she's a girl, so boys are a lot of fun, whatever, right? But like I said, what I want you to understand is when you go out and you're trying your food work, just assume that it's going to fail at least a portion of the time and make sure you have a way to physically control your dog. And I don't care whether it's this way with a halter or with some type of training collar. Doesn't make any difference to me. Just principles, right? You want to use your positive reinforcement. You want to use your food. You want to use your petting and loving and praise, right? But stay safe, guys, because too many times on YouTube when you're watching videos, you know, you're sitting there watching people give dogs treats, and then you go up to the park and try that same thing and a dog runs away. Maybe they run off in the road, get run over by a truck. And we want to avoid that. So when you go out and you're doing this kind of work, make sure that you have a physical means of controlling your dog. Okay, so we went uptown in Winchester and we did some training around some stores and some people. Now we're going to do some beside the highway training. And again, it's very important in a situation where, you know, there's a high level of distraction and that distraction can lead to physical danger. You want to have a good grip on your dog, guys. And so like a show lead like this, it's pretty good. But like I told you up there at the plaza, it really helps if you turn it into a halter. So I'm going to open up my leash and I'm going to put a figure 8 in it, cinch that up on her head, put my stop right under her ear, and now I have a halter on her. Okay, now what that allows me to do is if for whatever reason, if Jessie wanted to kind of dart towards the road or something, she can't because I've got real good control of her head. So we're going to go over here and just walk around, and the highway department was nice enough to bring me some cool agility equipment up here by the bypass for me to train my dogs on. Let's go, Jessie. Oh, you're a smarty. You're a very nice dog. Come on, up, 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 up. Oh, good girl. You're very smarty. Good girl. Now, a lot of smells up here, a lot of things on the ground, but by having my halter on her, I can keep her head up off the ground. We'll walk around these things. This is real cool. Very nice. Good dog. Up. Good. Sit. Stay. Now, since I'm this close to the highway, I'm going to go ahead and hold on to my leash, you know, just in case. Good girl. Let's go. Come on, Jess, you're a good dog. Whoa, you're so smart. Good dog. Very nice dog. Oh, good dog. Up. Very nice. Up. Very nice. Very nice. Come on. Up. Up, up. Good girl. Sit. Stay. Oh, you're so smart. Let's go. Let me get one coming at you, cameraman. So I'm going to go over here by the highway. Good girl. Very nice. Good dog. Now don't rush yourself into these levels of distraction, guys. You know, take everything slow. Sit. Good dog training is built on incremental progress, you know. You don't have to do everything in one day. Oh, very good. So give Jessie a treat and tell her I'm proud of her. Up. Good. Up. Good girl. Up. Up. Oh, very nice. Up. Up. Very nice. Up. Very nice. Up. Very nice. Up. Up. This is so awesome. Good dog. Oh, wait. Turn around here. Let's go see Eli, what he's doing. Very nice. Up, up. Sit. Now, wasn't it super nice for the 5-way department to put all this stuff up here just for me to come train dogs? Ain't that right, Jessie? It's just for us. Good. Easy. Up. Very nice. Up. Good girl. Up. Easy. Up. Very nice. Up. Easy. Up. Good. I'm going to come around here, cameraman. Come on, Jessie. Sit. Stay. Good girl. Let's go. Sit. Stay. Let's go. Good. Sit. Good. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to come over here, Eli, and jump up on there and stay. Come on. Up. Sit. Good. Stay. Oh, you just smarty. Oh, you're a good girl, Jessie. Can we climb this big rock pile? Oh, come on. We can do it. Oh my gosh. It's a giant pile of asphalt, guys. It's crazy. There's always fun stuff to do in your environment. You just have to kind of be creative. Come on, Jessie. Very nice. Very nice. Good dog. We can do it, Jessie. We might find somebody in here. We might turn this into an impromptu search and rescue session. Come on, Jessie, you can do it. Oh, come on. You're so awesome. Come on, come on. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, I'm sure-footed as a goat. Oh my gosh, you're so good. Very nice. All right, Jessie. We're gonna see if we can get through this pipe here. It's got a lot of mud, but I think we can do it. Oh, come on, Jessie. You can do it. Come on, nerd. If I can do it, you can do it. Oh, let's try to avoid this mud. Hey. Are you gonna come out here? Oh, help me out, rescue me, search and rescue me. Oh my gosh, you're such a smarty. That's very good. Oh, okay. Come on, let's go back to the kennel.